But there are more reports emerging at this point hinting at differences between Diageo and Vijay Mallya, a story that has been ongoing for a long time now. Recent disclosures have raised questions about the open offer price that was paid by Diageo for the United Spirits takeover. And to give us more details on this and to discuss this, Menka Doshi joins us now.
Well, Sonia, thanks very much for that. And Rima, hi. Good day in the markets. You know, like you said, every day we find out more about the fractured relationship between Diageo and Vijay Mallya. The last big headline was that the USL board had asked Vijay Mallya to step down as chairman, which he has refused to do. But recent disclosures have raised questions about the open offer price paid by Diageo when it first did the acquisition. Proxy advisory firm SES says the open offer price did not include certain benefits to Vijay Mallya, benefits that have now only been revealed. SES founder J N Gupta joins us with more on that. So the open offer price when the acquisition first happened was 1,440 rupees.
Yeah.
You're saying that price in some ways is fiction because there were other benefits to Vijay Mallya that Diageo had promised, or indirect benefits to Vijay Mallya that Diageo will now have to deliver on, which ought to have been factored into the open offer price. The first one you allude to is a guarantee, a bank guarantee that Diageo gave to a Mallya entity called Watson.
Yeah.
And that Watson was going to use that money to sort of relieve the lien on certain USL shares that it owned so that it could sell those shares in turn to Diageo. That bank guarantee is about to be invoked, you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay, can you give us more details on why you think that's not priced into the open offer?
See, Menka, the whole objective of the takeover code that Sebi has said is very simply it has to be fair, transparent and give a treatment to the shareholder at least the same, if not more, that has been given to the seller.
So that's accepted. Why are you saying that the price does not reflect the bank guarantee?
Why we are saying is this: when those shares were bought by Diageo, those shares were earlier pledged to a lender.
Correct.
Under a facility to Watson or whatever it may be. Diageo agreed to extend a bank guarantee to release those shares and purchase those shares. So what happens when you issue a bank guarantee? You have a cost. So that is the very nominal cost of the bank guarantee commission or foregoing on the interest. But the bigger issue in a bank guarantee is the contingent liability that may arise out of the invocation of the bank guarantee. And as is the case, which Diageo has mentioned in its annual report, that there is a likelihood that they will not be able to recover this cost from the, they were not able to recover this money from the Mallya.
So essentially the bank guarantee that they had given to a Mallya entity is about to be invoked because that loan for which they had guaranteed, the Mallya entity has defaulted on that loan. It's a $135 million loan and the Mallya entity has defaulted on the loan. So there's a good chance that this bank guarantee will be invoked and therefore this money will have to go from Diageo's pockets.
Yes,
you're saying it should be accounted for as part of the acquisition price.
My point is this. I have been a banker myself. When you give a bank guarantee, you give bank guarantee for a purpose. And especially in a bank guarantee which is given for the third party where you have no control, then there has to be very strong logic for this. So first of all, Diageo and Mallya, they never disclosed to the regulator or to the public at large that there was an underlying transaction.
But they did disclose in the 2013 annual report that such a bank guarantee had been extended, right?
The disclosure, the open offer disclosure was made on 10th November 2012. And that time then, and all these things were already decided by the parties that this will be
How do you expect Diageo, the acquirer, in 2012 to know that a bank guarantee that it was offering an affiliate entity of Vijay Mallya was ultimately going to get invoked in 2015 because Mallya was never going to pay that money?
I'm not at all arguing it.
So how could they have factored it into the open offer price?
But my point is this: first, they should have disclosed it. Secondly, look into the circumstances. A person does not mortgage or pledge his shares unless until there is a financial difficulty. The second logic is this: if you are selling those very shares which you have got released from using my guarantee, why don't you pay the same money which you got it from me to release the bank guarantee also? Why it has to be double financing for the same very shares? It is like this, that I am buying a house which has been mortgaged by the seller to a bank. First I give a guarantee to the bank to release the mortgage and pay the same money for the same house. So that means the person is having his money also.
So you're saying Diageo paid twice for those shares, technically.
Now coming into when the guarantee has been invoked, it is proved that they are paying twice. But the issue is...
But in the disclosures, Diageo does say that we may not, I mean, it's a complex process of the guarantee being invoked, and therefore what the contingent liability on USL or Diageo's books will be in that sense. So it's not necessary that the full amount of $130 million will be paid by Diageo.
You have brought a very interesting fact into this, because if you see the full disclosure of Diageo, it is Mr. Mallya who is disputing everything. He says that Diageo has promised certain financial benefits to me, and Diageo has failed. Now
so that's your second point of contention, that those certain financial benefits